What's up, everybody? It's your boy Car Guy. If you're watching this is video 2 of the Turo Chronicles series. It's a little bit of background. So I started this series because I saw that there was a need for individuals that are just starting out on Turo to see the process of somebody from beginning to end, because I felt like a lot of people only show a finished product, and I felt like a lot of people don't get to see the full process. So without further ado, let's get started.
Arriba. I want the bad forever, ever, 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 ever. I want the bad forever. I want the bad forever. I want the bad forever, ever, ever.
So this video is going to be about, as you can see from the title, this video is going to be about the standard trips and what my process is for each trip. If you watched my last video, you know that I've only been doing this for about a month and a half now. But I've had a good amount of trips. I think I've had about 12 trips. Yeah, I think I've had about 12 trips with the 3 cars that I was able to rent now too, because if you watch my last video, I talked about what happened to one of them. So yeah. So the standard trip, what do I do? Basically what I do, I start out with when I first get the car, right? When I know, say the car is going to be rented, you know, tomorrow, right, or whatever, I'll go ahead and give the car a full wash by hand. I do that all myself because I want to cut expenses down as much as possible. I want to keep my overhead low, and so I do all of the washing and everything like that myself. I'll vacuum it out. I have a handheld vacuum. That is essential, by the way. A handheld vacuum is freaking essential. It doesn't have to be a shop vac or anything like that. You can get one from Walmart for about 30 bucks. It's just a little handheld, you know, little vroom vroom vacuum, whatever. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's like a Shark or something like that. Little small vacuum to get out all the little crumbs or whatever out of the car. And then I'll use, Turo has this policy of sanitizing everything. So what I'll do is I'll put on gloves and I'll make sure that I'm as safe as possible. I'll have a mask on and I'll do all that. Even though there's no one in the car, I'll still put that on just because I want to make sure that I don't touch anything that I just sanitized. You know what I mean? And what I do to sanitize, I actually have it's a sanitized sprayer. I forget what it's called. It's like an ozone spray or something like that. And I'll spray down all of the hot spots, doors, locks, steering wheel, the little stalks, the push button start, the screens, all of the climate controls. I'll clean every button that people can touch. I pretty much clean the vents, all of that. I pretty much clean. Spray everything down, even the visor. The visor and the rear view mirror. I will sanitize that as well because people touch it in order to adjust the the thing. I'll clean down the center console where you rest your arm, the armrest. I'll clean the seats, the seat belt, and the button, the gear shift lever. I'll sanitize all that stuff. I'll spray it first. I'll spray literally almost every surface in the car. I'll spray down, and then I will take a microfiber cloth, the clean microfiber cloth, and I'll just wipe it, wipe everything down, and then I'll do the interior first. I'll clean everything in the interior first, as long as somebody didn't trash it to where they have stains in the seats. Most of my seats are leather anyway, so it shouldn't have stains, but if they do, I'll do my best to clean that up. And then I do a leather conditioner on the seats because I want to keep my leather as plush and soft as possible, because I want to keep it from cracking, because all these cars I plan to resell in the next couple of years because they're going to get older and, you know, more problems and everything like that. So I plan on reselling them, so I want to keep them as clean and pristine as possible. What else? So after I clean everything on the interior, I'll close everything up, and I will start cleaning the outside. I'll clean it up as much as possible. I won't like wax it or anything like that because that's just extra cost, extra time. Doesn't necessarily need to be waxed. I just need it clean. So I'll go over it with a foam sprayer and my pressure washer, foam it down, take a mitt, wash it down, get all the big dust off of it or big dirt off of it or whatever. I clean the wheels, clean the mirrors, clean everything outside, right? And then I will dry it off, make sure there's no spots, because I don't want to have like water spots because it just makes the car look dirty again, and what's the point of washing it if you're not going to do that. And then after that, I'll take the key, spray that down with the sanitizer, wipe it off. I have my gloves on clearly. I wipe it off and I put it in my lockbox. Now, the lockbox I got from Amazon, and I'll put that right here. They're fairly inexpensive, and I have 3 keys for each car. So I have one for the lockbox, one to keep at my dad's shop just in case they need to move it, and one at home with me as my master. And so I'll clean off the one that I give to renters, put it in the lockbox. I'll spray out the lockbox, wipe it down, and then I'll leave the lockbox in the car in a hidden space that I will actually tell the renter where it's at, and then give them the code once they get to the car. Now, how do I unlock it? Most of my cars have a tracking system to where I can unlock it remotely, and I'll just go to the app, unlock it as soon as they tell me that they're there, unlock it, tell them where the lockbox is, give them the code, they'll unlock the lockbox, and we'll be on our way. Or if I'm doing a drop-off, what I'll do is I'll have the key just sitting in the cup holder. Of course, I'll clean it off because I'm not trying to touch it or anything like that. I have my mask on, I have my gloves on when I'm driving it. The only thing that it's hard to kind of mitigate is me sitting in the seat, because not that it's hot or anything like that, but your body gives off natural oils, and so when you're sitting in the seat, you will give off natural oils, and I can't really clean that unless I take the spray with me and wipe everything down right there, which a couple of times I have done because I didn't want any type of residual dirt or anything like that left in the vehicle. And so that's what I'll do with a drop off. With a drop off, I'll drive it to the airport, and I'll wait till they show up. I'll take all of the pictures and everything like that, and then I'll go on about my way. Now, pictures are extremely important. Why? Because they are evidence that you gave the car, how you gave the car, and the condition that you gave the car to the renter in is documented. Same thing with IDs. I will take a picture of people's ID, even though Turo requires a renter to upload their ID to the platform. I'll take it a step further because I have to verify their ID anyway. I'll take a picture of their ID and I'll upload it to the trip photos. I'll delete it from my phone because I don't want them to think that I'm keeping all that information to do anything crazy with it. I do not keep it for myself. It's strictly for the trip photos. Now, that way, if anything happens, trip photos already has it. Turo can look at those trip photos and see what's going on or see who this person is, and it protects me as well. So yeah, back to the picture of the cars. So I will take pictures of the rim conditions, the wheels, the windshield, make sure there's no cracks in the windshield, each window, pretty much every panel of the car. I'll take a picture of it very, very closely just to show that there's no damage to it, or if there is damage, I'll even document the damage so that the renders don't say, oh, well, this wasn't here before, or this was here and da-da-da-da. Well, I have pictures of everything, even all of the damage, so that I know that Turo knows that I didn't cause this was because of a renter. Okay. So pictures are extremely, extremely important. The more pictures, the better. I think you can upload up to 120 or 130 pictures, and I almost max that out every single time, just because I want to make sure that everything is documented, every single thing. Also, take pictures every single trip, because if you take a picture that's that's more than 24 hours from the time of the trip, it doesn't really count. You know what I mean? So if you upload a picture that's 3 days or 4 days before the renter came, and Turo knows like, oh, well, this could have happened in that 3 or 4 day period. So you need to have pictures of when you dropped it off. I take pictures at the airport, and I take a picture of the time, date, all of that stuff, so that they know. That's just how, I'm very, very cautious in that regard. So yeah, if problems arise, pictures are your best friend. I've seen a lot of horror stories about like renters taking people's cars and like smoking in them and things of that nature. Thankfully, luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had that issue yet. If I do, I mean, I'll do my best to file a complaint, file a claim, even though Turo can't smell how your car smells before you give it to them. So it's kind of hard that's one thing you have to kind of do for yourself and see where that goes. But I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, I guess. That's really about it. I don't, like if people have ordered like extras and things of that nature, of course I'll give them the extras, like you know, the coolers or whatever. You see my son right there. I'll give them the cooler, or you know, whatever the extra is, I'll make sure that they have it. All of my cars are pet friendly. All that I require is that the pet hair and everything that came with it be cleaned up properly. I do provide a pet cover, like a seat cover for pets, for each one of my cars, just to protect my car. It's not for them, it's for me. I mean, of course, I say, oh yeah, this is so that you don't have to worry about anything, clean up and all that other stuff. You can just take the cover out and rinse it off, and that way there's no hair or anything like that in the car. That is true. However, it's not because of them, it's because I want to protect my car. So that's just a little thing that I've decided to do. Oh, also trackers. So trackers are something that you kind of have to disclose, because people that are being tracked unknowingly is kind of illegal, I think. So I do let people know, like, hey, there's a tracker in this vehicle. Don't try to find it, because you're not gonna find it. And I only use a tracker if something happens. So if, for example, you can't get into the car or something like that, I'll open my tracker and unlock the car. If you lose the key, I have a tracker on the key. So if you lose the key, you can find the key. I can turn on I have tile trackers and I have actual hardware trackers. Tile, I can turn on the little beeper and it'll beep until you find it, so that you can find the key. Let's see, I do not use them unless like the car is it's stolen or whatever. If it's out of, you know, I don't like go. It's too much time for me to be on the app following where you're going. I don't care where you're going with the car, as long as it's brought back at the right time with the right mileage and the right tank of gas and there's no damage to it. I don't really care where you go. I don't keep a limit on, you know, how far you can go, simply because, and this is another reason why I didn't do, if you watch my first video, I talked about I didn't do the exotic car route, because they're too valuable to let go, you know, across state lines. I do not want to do that. With these are cheaper. I'm more, you know, flexible with that, because it's like, well, if the car is damaged or stolen or something like that, not that I don't care, but I don't care as much as if I rent it out like a McLaren. If a McLaren was damaged, it's gonna be heartbreaking for me, because I love cars. But these are investments. These aren't personal. And the one thing that I will say about this business, you cannot have any personal attachments to your cars, because people don't care about your personal attachment. They just don't. So that's all I have for you guys. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, make sure to comment on this video. I'll be happy to answer, or try to answer all of them. If you don't mind, could you like, comment, and subscribe on this video? This is going to be a series again. This is video 2 of the series, and I'm going to drop more videos coming soon. So again, I'm going to go through the whole process of what I do and how much I've learned so far, and I'm going to take you guys on the journey with me, and we'll see where this goes. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't know where to contact me, you can contact me here on YouTube, or you can follow me on Instagram at Car Guy, and I'll put the name right here, Car Guy, on Instagram. DM me, I'll answer all questions. I'm a very friendly person. I do not shun anybody. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.